Hello, hello, and welcome to Phoenix Fit Yoga. My name is Cheryl, and thank you for joining me in this practice where we're going to work on opening the front body. We live in a very forward-facing world where we're driving, we're on our phones, we're on the computers, we're cooking, everything is in front of us. So this is a great time to carve out a little space in your day to bring your body back in the opposite direction, hopefully bringing you into some balance. So without further ado, we will get started in a comfortable seated position on your mat. So whatever that looks like for you, you can sit on your shins if that's what feels good in your body, or you can sit with your legs crossed anywhere that makes sense. And even option for a bolster or a block, whatever feels good. So make your way into your seat. And then either close down your eyes or soften your gaze as we take a moment to ground. So arrive on your mat physically, mentally, emotionally. Let all of the pieces of yourself come together back as one. Even those thoughts in the back of your mind that are someplace else, thinking about all of the things you need to do, bring it back to the present and be here in your body now. And once you've gathered all of the pieces of yourself, bring your awareness to your breath. Notice it. Observe. Play with it for a moment. Follow your breath in through your nose, down your airway, filling up your lungs. And then follow it back out. And take a couple moments here to find your pace of breathing. And just check in with yourself. All of those pieces of yourself that have come together, and being honest with how you're actually doing. And then when you're ready, and only when you're ready, start to gently blink your eyes open if they're closed. And if your gaze is softened, just refocus your gaze. Good. And then we'll clean it out, breath with movement. Take an inhale as you sweep your arms up and overhead. And then exhale, release your arms, let them float back down. Nice. Sitting up nice and tall, so engage your core, your corset muscles, front, side, and back to really lengthen through the spine. Like somebody has an anchor on the top of your head and they're pulling you up. Yeah? And then send your right arm out to the side. So try to keep your shoulders square to the long edge of your mat or wherever you happen to be seating. And then really reach through your arm. So try to find space in the shoulder joint. And then we're going to play with some rotation. So rotate the palm to face up towards the ceiling. Good, and then rotate the palm down so the thumb comes to the floor. And see if you can keep the movement coming just from the shoulder. So notice if your torso starts to come to the party, make sure it stays nice and still. We're going to do that again. So rotate the palm up. And maybe find a little bit more rotation in this direction, external rotation. And then rotate the palm down, thumb comes down. Maybe there's a little bit more. Good, we'll do it one more time as you rotate the palm up. Aiming to get the pinky edge of your hand up towards the sky. And if it doesn't, don't worry about it. And then come back down, rotating thumb down, and then maybe trying to get the palm to face the ceiling. Good, and then just come back to neutral with the palm face down. Pause for a moment. Turn the thumb down and then bend your elbow and place the back of your hand on your low back. Continuing to sit up nice and tall. So notice if you start to slouch, re-engage, draw your belly in. Press your hand against your back and then bring your shoulder head up towards your ears and then draw your shoulder blade down your back and then sweep it forward. So you're taking little circles with your shoulder blade and take 3 circles this direction. So just like with our rotation, pause and switch when you're ready. Try to keep the movement coming just from that right shoulder. Try to avoid the other shoulder or your torso to move. Good. And then come back to neutral when you're done. And then simply release your hand back down and pause for a moment. Stay in your body. Take your mind's eye to your right side, to your right shoulder, and take your mind's eye to your left shoulder, and just notice if there is any difference at all between the two. And then send your left arm out to the side. Square your shoulders to wherever's facing you. And then really reach. Find space in the shoulder joint. There's something over there you really, 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 really want. You need it bad. And then take your rotation. So rotate the palm up. Good, and then rotate thumb down. Good, continue 2 more times. Play and explore. And if you don't find more space, it doesn't mean anything. It's fine. No attachment to what does or doesn't happen. And take 1 more rotation. Nice, and then come back to neutral, palm down and reset. Check in, notice if you're slouching. Notice if you've lost engagement, and then turn the thumb down, bend your elbow, place your hand on the back, your low back. Sit up tall, press your hand against yourself, take those circles on the other side. Lift your shoulder head up, draw it down your back, and then sweep it forward. Nice. Focus on the movement coming just from the shoulder. Take 3, pause, go the opposite direction. And stay with your breath. Nice. Once you finish your 3rd circle, simply release your hand back to your lap and just pause for a moment. Notice, hopefully, both sides feel even if they didn't before. And then sweep both arms up and overhead, reaching through the side body, lengthening through the spine. On your next exhale, take a side bend to the right. So try to stay long on the right side. Try not to collapse. So reach towards the right. Let your hand come down wherever it lands. And then your left arm comes up and overhead. Nice. Plug that left hip down towards the floor, finding a little bit more space in the side body. And then take your left hand to the back of your neck. Press your right hand or forearm, wherever you are, onto the mat. And then spin your chest open up towards the ceiling. Good. And then round your chest down towards the floor. Good. Release your hand from the back of your neck and let it come to the opposite thigh. So left hand on the right thigh, and then press up. Right arm reaches up and overhead. Take a little side bend, so it's a diagonal. The left shoulder is coming towards the left thigh, reaching. Nice. Take your right hand and lower it down towards your left thigh. So crisscross, right arm is on top, and then spread your shoulder blades apart. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Good. Inhale, send both arms up and overhead. Exhale, take your side bend to the left. Lower your hand down, stay long in the side body, and then reach. Plug that right hip down, continue to reach to whatever's over there. And from here, take your hand to the back of your neck, and then rotate your chest open. Nice. And then round it down towards the floor. And release your hand to your thigh. And then take the left arm up and overhead. Right shoulder comes towards the right thigh at a diagonal. Take a side bend this way. Reaching. Good. Top hand comes to the opposite thigh. Crisscross. Spread your shoulder blades apart. Good. Send those arms straight up and overhead. And exhale, let them float back down. Make your way to a tabletop, facing the top of your mat. So stack your shoulders over your wrists, stack your hips over your knees, hands, shoulders distance apart, knees, hips distance apart. Find a tabletop first. So your toes can be tucked or untucked, whichever makes you feel the most stable. And then draw your belly in. So try not to let your gut sag down, right? Draw your belly in, draw your shoulder blades down your back as your triceps are turned on to straighten your arm, and your gaze is slightly ahead of you. So don't let your neck droop down. Keep the spine nice and long. Pause here, feel the activity of all of the muscles working, even though it doesn't look like anything's going on. And then take 3 rounds of cat-cow to the pace of your breath. So as you inhale, lower your belly, take your gaze forward. And then exhale, round it out. Push the ground away. Tuck your tailbone down and then just play with your spine. And if it feels good and you want to, you can even play with shifting and moving from side to side. So there's no rules. Do whatever your spine needs at the moment. And then come back to that neutral tabletop. As you reset, hug your arms in toward your body, draw your belly in, keep the spine nice and long. You'll start to walk your hands forward. So we're coming into puppy pose. So you have options. You can leave your hands flat on the ground, or you can teepee your fingers, whatever it is that makes sense for you. And then sink your chest down towards the floor. Good. If you have the space, depending on how open your shoulders are, maybe your forehead comes to the mat. Maybe your chin can come to the mat. So just take a breath here in a passive stretch. So inhale. Stay for the exhale. Soften. Good. Now we're going to make it active. So press your hands into the mat so your forearms lift up off of the floor. And then we're going to bounce. So sink your chest down and we'll make it dynamic for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold at the bottom for 3, 2, 1. And then press yourself back up. Walk your hands in a bit so that you come to a modified plank. So send your hips forward of your knees. Have a nice long line from your sacrum to the crown of your head. Hug those arms in towards your body. And then bend your elbows straight back and lower all the way to your belly. See how slow you can go. Make it a gain. Really check in with all the sensations that you're feeling. Okay, so once you hit the bottom, send your arms out wide, TP your fingers, elbows up, and then inhale, draw your shoulder heads up towards your ears and draw your shoulder blades down your back as you peel your chest up off the floor. Squeeze your glutes a bit, draw your belly in, go as high as your spine is willing to go, and then come back down. And we're gonna make this dynamic, so inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, come back down. Good. One more time, lift. And back down. Nice. Press yourself up once more. Pause here at the top and then take your right shoulder over towards the left corner. So a little shoulder dip action. Then come back up through center and then take the left shoulder towards the right corner. Nice. Come back up and slowly lower back down. Bring the hands directly up under your shoulders and then hug your elbows in towards your body. Tuck your toes and then make your way to a downward facing dog. So you can go through modified plank or a tabletop or a child's pose, or you can play with me by pushing up to a plank and then send your hips back. Nice. Coming to our first downward facing dog of the practice, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Do whatever movements that you feel like you need to do to get started. So you can pedal out your feet, you can wag your tail, you can flow in and out of plank, you can play with a cat-cow shape here. Whatever it is that makes sense for you. Don't overthink it. Just let your body kind of tell you where it needs a little bit of extra movement. And then come to stillness. So find your downward facing dog. Reach your heels down towards the floor. Lift your hips up towards the sky. No tension in your neck. Let your head be heavy. Press your hands firmly into the mat and hug your arms in towards your ears. Good. Use your next inhale to lift your right leg up to the sky. Really press your left heel down towards the floor and then bend your top knee. Good. Really reach the knee up to the sky. Pull your heel towards your glute. Try to have even weight in between your hands. Lift that knee just 1.5 centimeters more. Good. And then extend your leg out long. Square your hips and return your foot back down to the mat. Second side. Lift your left leg up to the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip. Press your heel of your right foot down. Press both hands into the mat and pull that heel towards your glute as you lift the knee a teensy bit more. Lovely. Square your hips, straighten your leg, release your foot back down to the mat. Use your next inhale to lift both heels as you take your gaze forward. As you exhale, bend your knees, take as many steps as you want to take to get to the top of the mat. So you can take a giant step, you can jump, you can float, you can play with compression. Just see how close you can get to your hands. Good. And root to rise as you circle sweep, arms up and overhead. Exhale, let your arms float down and then bring your hands in prayer at heart center. And just pause for a moment, shifting. Be firmly in your mountain pose. So instead of just merely standing here, engage the posture. So the arches of the feet are lifting up, grounding down through the feet, lengthening through the spine. Nice. Send your arms up and overhead. And then as you exhale, cactus your arms, bring your elbows towards your ribs, and then lift your sternum up and back. Take a little back bend. Nice. Come back up through center, and then come into your forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Uttanasana. Find your halfway lift. That's not right. Jesus. Fuck me. It's like I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't. And on your next inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. But cactus your arms, bring your elbows towards your ribs. Reach your sternum up and back. Take a little back bend. Good, then come back up and overhead. Use your next exhale to fold forward. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Uttanasana, forward fold. Good, step back with your right foot. And then lower your back knee. Rise up, finding a little low lunge, Anjaneyasana. And you decide if you want to stack that back hip or reach it forward, giving that hip flexor a little bit of a stretch. And then option again to cactus the arms, take a little back bend here. Nice. Release your arms and then interlace your fingers place them on the top of your thigh, of your left leg. And you can stay here and just continue to breathe into this hip flexor stretch, or you can play with the balance here by pulling your back heel towards your glute and really working on squeezing your heel as close to your bottom as you can, and see if you can do it without hands, right? So working on opening up the front and engaging the back at the same time, and just really feel that hamstring turn on. Nice. Release your foot if it's lifted. Arms come back up and overhead. And then hinge forward, frame your front foot with your hands, and then bring your left knee back to meet right. Knees, chest, chin. Lower your chest and your chin down towards the floor. And then pull yourself through. Find your back bend, a cobra and up dog. And then make your way back to your downward facing dog. Gotta arrive here, take a breath. Reset. And on your next inhale, send your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands, lower your back knee, rise up, find that low lunge. Yeah, cactus the arms, lift the sternum. Take a little back bend. Release the arms, interlace the fingers, opposite thumb on top. This time, place them on top of your right thigh. Continue to just play with the hip flexor stretch, extending the hip forward of the knee, and or adding the balance and the hamstring curl. Pull your heel towards your glute. And just playing with the strength. How close can you get? No expectation, we're just exploring. And there might be a difference from the right and the left side, and that's normal. You gotta release your foot if it's lifted. Arms come back up overhead. Use the breath. Exhale, hinge forward, frame your front foot with your hand. Bring your right knee back. And knees, chest, chin. Lower your chest down. Good. Pull yourself through. Make your way back to a downward facing dog. Good. And then just pause here, take a breath, and let it go. Lift your left leg first this time. So send that up towards the sky. And then step your foot in between your hands. Lower your back knee. Rise up, come back to that low lunge. Good. From here, start to straighten your front leg and back the hips to stack over the back knee. Got option to flex your toes. You can stay here and work on this. Engage the quads on that front leg to straighten the knee and square your hips forward. Good. You can stay here. You can have your hands down to a block, or you can play with me on a little side quest. As you lower your right arm and then reach towards your back heel, maybe you find it. And then lift up. Continue to reach towards the back of your mat. Take your time. Balance, then adjust. Good. Come back up. Arms up and overhead, then bend back into your front knee. Nice. Hinge forward. Frame your front foot with your hands. Step it back. Knees, chest, chin. Lower your chest and your chin down. Scoop yourself through. Make your way back to your downward facing dog. Good. Lift your right leg up to the sky. Step it in between your hands, lower your back knee, rise up, come to your low lunge. Find it first, then straighten your front leg. Back your hips up. Option to flex the front toes, square your hips. Left arm lowers as you reach towards your heel. Maybe you connect and then continue to lengthen. Reach towards the back of your mat. Nice. Come right back up. Bend back into your front knee. Come to your low lunge. Hinge forward. Frame your front foot. Take it back. Right knee meets left. Knees, chest, chin. Lower it down. Scoop it through. Make your way back to your downward facing dog. Take a breath. Reset. Release any tension in your neck. Good. Shift forward and lower your shins to the ground. And then rise up. Come to kneeling. Toes tucked or untucked. Totally up to you. And we're going to play with a little dancing camel. So you can play with your hands simply on the low back as we go back and forth. Or you can reach either for the floor or your heel. So play with whatever variation works for you. So placing your right hand either on your hip or the floor or your foot as you reach the left arm up and back. And then come back down through center. Left hand comes wherever it's going to come. And then lift the chest, press the hips forward as you reach towards the back. Good. Do that 2 more times. So flow through, grab a hold of whatever it is that you want. Whatever back bend your body is willing to play with, come forward, switch sides. Nice. 1 more time. You decide. Send those hips forward, lift up. Nice. Beautiful. And then coming into camel. So wherever you are, you can come into it. There's a lot of different ways. You can come to it with your hand either on your back, the block, your foot, and then just lift your hips forward. Bring your shoulder blades together. Lift the chest up. Lengthen. And you can be dramatic with the head if you'd like. Good. Come out of this with me. Let me guide you. So wherever you are, release, whether it's a block or your foot. And instead of coming straight up, send your booty back. Let your back arch. Send your booty back towards your heels. And then slowly start to bring your body back to neutral. Good. And then arrive here with your bottom towards your heels, if that feels good. And then take a couple twists before we come into the counter stretch. So twist to the right, just placing your left hand on the thigh and then twisting. Good. Come back through center and then twist to the left. Good. Come through center, we'll come into rabbit. So hinge forward, place the crown of your head on the floor, trying to get your face as close to your legs as you can, and then lift your heels up. Hands holding on to whatever they can. Maybe it's your ankles, possibly your feet. There's no weight or pressure on your head. It's just lightly touching the floor. And then lower your hips back down and rise back up. And just take a moment. Come back to yourself, all the pieces of yourself, if they've branched off and kind of wandered, bring everything back, just like we did in the beginning. Come back to your breath. Notice it. And then let it go. And there it is. There is your brief front body opener practice. Thank you so much for letting me guide you through your practice today and sharing your energy with me, even through the internet. As always, it is an honor and a blessing to be your guide in your yoga journey. I cannot wait to see you again. Until then, Om Shanti Shanti. Peace. If you enjoy flowing with me, please like this video and subscribe to my channel so you'll be the first one to know when I release a new class. For access to my full library of pulse tutorials and continuously growing full-length classes, subscribe to Phoenix Fitness Yoga on Demand. Just click the link in the description to learn more. Namaste.